Hello everyone, my name is Impact and today I'll be talking about the pick and ban phase in both solo queue and competitive play. It has been one of the most requested subjects so far, so I thought it was time to deliver. Let's go through solo queue. In the standard pick and ban phase, everything is rather straightforward. You ban the champions that are usually considered OP for your particular elo in solo queue, and if you're playing in higher elos where the chances of you getting the same players game after game, you may also want to ban specific champions so your opponents don't get them. It's a way of countering one-trick ponies, for instance. If you guys watch streams, you may have seen this happen in DNA solo queue ladder against the Zingy, for instance, where people just banned Karthus because they knew he was in the opposite team and he wanted to play it. For the competitive play scenario, I actually chose a game between Gambit Gaming and Fnatic from the 2014 Spring Split Week 10. I'm just going to share my thought process as I was watching this live, so bear in mind that this may not have been what both teams were exactly thinking of by the time, but it should be close to it. The bans are pretty straightforward. Gambit bans Caitlyn away from Rekkles because he's a complete beast with it, and they want to avoid the fast-paced pushing strategy. Gambit also has a habit of running Varus, who would get heavily harassed by Rekkles' Kate. Gragas and LeBlanc also get banned away from Xpeke. Countering champions in lane against Fnatic isn't always the best idea, since Soaz is an incredibly versatile top laner and can play almost anything. They have a way of playing around certain matchups, so banning is safer than trying to counter. Fnatic, on the other hand, ban away Evelynn and Kha'Zix from Diamond because he completely dominates with them, and also because Alex Sitch can play them incredibly well mid. Speaking of Alex Sitch, he was the one who brought Lulu to the LCS and has dominated games with it in the past. For that reason, it is also banned. So let's get to the picking phase. Gambit have the first pick, so they choose Lee Sin. It is a contested pick that Fnatic may be interested in. It is a champion that Diamond plays incredibly well with, and it is a champion that can fit almost any composition. Also, he can do incredibly well against the other junglers that are still open and available to Fnatic: Pantheon, Wukong, Vi, and Elise. Gambit are also still free to build a team comp of their pleasing since they aren't restricted in any way by this first pick. Fnatic decides to go for the Lucian, another highly contested pick, and for Elise. These are two comfort champions for Fnatic. Both of these picks usually fit any comp as well, although one could argue that Lucian already indicates the desire to siege frequently. At the last moment, Nidalee is picked up instead of Elise, so they definitely want to play one of the following two styles: Split Push or Poke and Siege. The two picks from Fnatic absolutely give it away, so Gambit has the opportunity to counterpick. Gambit end up blocking Leona for Edward and Ryze for Alex Sitch. So why these two picks? One of the problems with Split Push and Poke comps is that they usually lack teamfight power. By picking a Leona, you're also getting hard engaged to force these fights when need be. Ryze, however, is there for three reasons. First of all, he still has teamfight potential, so he'll do well when Edward decides to engage. Secondly, the more he farms, the better at 1v1 he becomes. For that reason, he'll probably be the one to deal with the split push. And last, he has a lot of wave clear when his ult is up. If you're being sieged and you can clear the waves incredibly fast, it'll make it a lot harder for the enemy team to keep the strategy up. With that being said, Ryze is also a really good pick against Nidalee because he can farm as much as he pleases as long as he avoids the spears. If Nidalee comes too close, the trades won't be that beneficial for her. Once again, Fnatic is forced to react, and they do so rather brilliantly. Elise is picked up for Cyanide. It is a comfort pick, and even though Lee could potentially do well against him, he does have his team to help him out. He can also gank Ryze rather easily because Ryze lacks escape mechanisms. Also, Ryze is incredibly squishy early on, meaning that he should be able to get a few kills on him and prevent him from farming and reaching that late game state. And then we have Morgana. This pick isn't just for the laning phase. It is not meant to counter the Gambit's bottom lane alone. The Morgana is there to peel for his team, disengage if need be, but especially for the Black Shield. So far, Gambit have two melee champions. They still need to pick the AD carry, and they have Ryze, which doesn't have a lot of range. Remember that Morgana's Black Shield will only disappear if it times out or if you deal enough magic damage to whoever has it. So far, the only person that can do that is Alex Sitch, and he doesn't have quite enough range for it, meaning that whoever Yellowstar decides to protect with the shield won't get affected by any of Leona's skills. It is the perfect way to avoid Gambit's hard engage, something that can totally ruin Fnatic's strategy. And this is actually why I think Gambit decides to go for the Ziggs mid and send Ryze top. Two sources of magic damage, more range on the mid laner, which means that they can burst down Morgana's shield and allow the hard engage. If they don't, they have the Sivir ultimate to help them get close enough. Sivir is also a good pick against Fnatic because she can become immune to spears, bindings, or even cocoons from Elise, which can be invaluable. However, Darien will be playing a champion that he isn't comfortable with. Alexich will still do fine mid, but Darien will be even more open to Elise ganks. By the end, Fnatic knows that Ryze is going top, so all they have to do is pick something that can easily follow up Elise's ganks and shut him down. So they decide to go for Yorick. May be a weird pick, yeah? But think about it, he has a ton of harass potential in the lane. He won't let Ryze farm, and even if he is 1v1ing him, he can still slow and deal a lot of damage when Elise ganks, and if for some reason the game isn't going too well for Fnatic, and they lose someone because of the hard engage, which shouldn't happen in the first place, Yorick's ultimate is still there to give his team a fighting chance. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe to Machinima Realm, like, share, and comment down below, and don't forget to check my own YouTube channel at youtube.com/ImpactLOL. Link can be found in this video's description. I release new videos there every week, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.